Hello, and we arrived to a malfocused camera. Fantastic. So glad I checked these things beforehand. There we go. Welcome, everyone. Bill from cruisehabit.com. And I really didn't do my due diligence setting up here today, did I? No. Welcome. Just wanted to take some time, talk ship with all of you. It feels like it's been forever that we just got off Wonder of the Seas, though, day before yesterday, and had a fantastic time on board. So I'm sitting here at home. I'm editing video, trying to get more stuff out. We've got already got a couple new videos. We posted a couple videos during the sailing, and I posted another video this morning about Wonder of the Seas that we filmed on Wonder of the Seas. You can find out just how many people walk in front of a camera when they see it on a cruise ship. Happy Sunday indeed. It's a relaxing day for many. I have not looked at a screen in quite a while, but I'm happy to be here and talk ship with you guys. So like I said, we got off Wonder of the Seas, but that did not stop the world of cruising. Other things continued to happen in the world of cruising and travel, and in the next couple minutes, we'll talk about some of those things. Also, yesterday we did a live stream, but not on our channel. We did a live stream with our friends over at Ship Life. So make sure you subscribe there. Annette must be nice. Annette, you have had, I can complain, but it's like, oh, my life is so hard. I just got off a ship and now I'm sitting in a chair. I think Annette is like moving, and I don't know, maybe doing farm work. I don't know. She's very busy. Planning my trips. That's right. And answering my emails when she should be taking a nap. Oh, I didn't put her comment up on the screen. See, I'm all out of sorts. I should have got coffee right before going on. Water. It's like coffee, sort of. Let me find my notes here so we can start talking about some of the things that happened over the last week in the world of cruising. Before I do, if you don't already, make sure you subscribe over on the Cruise Habit YouTube channel. Some of you may be watching on YouTube, some on Facebook. I started a Twitch. I'm not going to lie, I don't even really know what Twitch is. If you're watching on Twitch, why? Welcome. I mean, yeah, welcome. That's what I mean to say. Kathy, good afternoon. Always good to see you, or see your avatar, your name. Welcome. So I'm actually going to start talking very briefly, and I will confess, this is something I have not researched. I need to know more about. I bet Annette knows some more. My glasses are filthy. But even though it doesn't directly impact me, it was something that I heard a couple days ago, and I thought, well, that sounds like great news for some of our friends living in igloos in the Great White North. And that is that Canada has updated. They finally released the protocols they promised they were going to release, having to do with cruise travel and more international travel changes. And it's making it so that, as we'd hoped, it looks like the 2022 Alaska Canada cruise season should go off as expected and as we've hoped. Hey there, Scott Laura. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Excuse me. So that's just, I kind of expected that they'd work it out. I mean, everything, most restrictions are loosening, getting a little more, at least common sense. But it's really great to see that, because I've loved that the Caribbean cruise season is back. Alaska last year was saved by something that was called the Alaska Tourism Recovery Act, ATRA, which was a shining monument to the fact that despite all the political turmoil, we were literally able to get one thing through Washington last year. But it happened, and that allowed for people to sail to Alaska last year by bypassing Canada. Well, Canada doesn't want that. And frankly, as cruise ship guests, as cruisers, you should want that either, because Canada, there are some fantastic cruise ports. You have the whole northeastern seaboard. I've always wanted to do one of those. I haven't yet. I will get there. But then, on the Alaskan side of things, Victoria and Vancouver, people look at them as like required stops because of the PVSA, Passenger Vessel Services Act, which you can read about along with ATRA, by the way, over at cruisehabit.com. But honestly, even if they're not required, they're really wonderful stops. Victoria and Vancouver are both absolutely gorgeous. So I say all that to say, Canada has come out with their protocols, just certain testing things. They've made it a little bit easier and made it so that cruise ships can visit, and I am happy about that. Uh, Kathy, are you sailing to Alaska in May? If you are, mark me jealous. Annette says Alaska was popular already this summer, so if you're looking at this, you need to do it now. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of, with cruising in general, there's a lot of pent-up demand, but especially for Alaska. And we can talk about how, yeah, people book cruises farther out, so it's been weird, the catch up with demand and stuff. But Alaska cruising is really, I think there's a lot of pent-up demand there. So make sure you take advantage. And if you're going to cruise Alaska on Royal Caribbean, I think you have maybe final hours left, or maybe there's a day still to take advantage of the one of the promotions available through our awesome travel partners over at Touring Plans Travel. You can fill out the purple form on cruisehabit.com and get some extra cash to spend on board, plus some sweet treats. Kathy, you have a southbound from Seward to Vancouver. Seward, city with the most unfortunate name, really. It's just, I don't know, it sounds weird to me. That's awesome. I look forward to hearing about your trip. Very cool. I would love to get to Alaska. I keep saying, yeah, I'm going to get back there. Yeah, I'm going to get back there. Maybe Annette should just book that and tell me about it later. Maybe it'll be a surprise. She'll be like, no, Billy, you booked this totally. Ethan, you and your boyfriend are booked for Wonder of the Seas. Fantastic. We just got back. Make sure you check out the videos that we posted on YouTube so far. We've got 1 or 2 articles, but we'll be posting more over the coming days. Later today, in fact, I'm going to have a cabin tour up from our cabin. And in fact, right after this, I will show you how the sausage is made here, guys. I will post, that's not right. That's old. I can throw that out. The daily programs. That was not nearly as smooth as I hoped it would be. I'll be posting all of the cruise compasses, the daily programs from our Wonder of the Seas sailing, the maiden voyage, right after this broadcast, so you can check that out and get an idea of what's ahead. On your Wonder of the Sea sailing, and I hope you enjoy it. I know we did. Wonder is really it's the latest and greatest that Royal has to offer. I don't always say that the latest is best, but man, they did a great job. Scott, happy the Carnivals resume cruising from Jacksonville, your hometown. Yes, and in fact, oh man, what ship did they move there? Because they moved around, they moved a ship away, then they put a ship there for a couple weeks, and then they moved another ship. I cannot keep track because they changed so many times. But yeah, listen, I've never sailed out of Jacksonville, but I'd kind of like to. Jacksonville by the river is really cool, and drive ports are important. 1, for locals, and 2, for people that want to dip their toe into the cruise waters, if you will, and try it out someplace local. Annette, maybe we should. Annette, maybe we should. We also need to talk about that other thing that is beyond anything that I can mention now. Ethan, you did a loft suite. You think doing it up, man. I had a Central Park veranda on this one. I actually looked to upgrade it, and everything was full because I dragged my feet. I booked the cruise like when it first came out. I have 2 logos on the screen right now. I just noticed that. But we do have a suite coming up on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady for the group cruise, virginvoyagesgroupcruise.com. You guys should join us there. Katie, I am not on a ship today, unfortunately. I am on land for another couple weeks, I think. I'm just removing that double logo thing because that's weird. There we go. Yes, I'm on land for a couple weeks. We'll be on Oasis of the Seas April 7th. And actually, I was thinking about turning that into a back-to-back because, man, the deal on the April 10th was really good. And there goes the camera losing focus again. Tony Diaz going to Alaska in June. Again, let's talk about that, Annette. Alaska, it took me a long time to get to cruising Alaska. I've cruised the Mediterranean, I cruised Norwegian fjords, I've done transatlantics, I've done all over the Caribbean, and I didn't mean to drag my feet on Alaska, but I just didn't do it as early and as quickly as I should have. And when I did it, I said, oh my God, I should have done this earlier. And then I've had friends that have done the same thing, and every time they got there, they said, oh my God, I really should have done that earlier. Soulful Music 100, really enjoyed that I joined Jay on the one. Listen, I was so excited that Jay was there. We got to hang out on Scarlet Lady. We became friends on Scarlet Lady last year on the Maiden, and I was like, this guy is a lot of fun. So happy he was on that. And I think he's going to join us actually on Virgin Voyages Group Cruise. So again, virginvoyagesgroupcruise.com. Come hang out with us. Come hang out with both of us. All of us. I mean, Annette's going to be there because Annette's the big people. It's Jay and Annette, the two biggest names on that sailing. Why is my camera being so goofy today? Scott, Carnival Spirit. Okay, I couldn't remember if Spirit was the one that was there now or was there for like 2 weeks. She's coming over from, she was supposed to do Australia, but Australia still is not cruising. Camera, you're making me angry, camera. You loved Harmony and Symphony, Ethan, so you think you like Wonder. Trying to get to all the Oasis class. Oasis of the Seas is the only Oasis class ship I've not sailed yet, so I'm knocking that out in just a few weeks here. And that will be that'll be awesome. Kathy would be beyond excited if that happened for 9 nights in October. Where is Beyond sailing from 9 nights in October? I've lost all track. I don't know. Let's talk about it. Katie, you're on Independence tomorrow. I feel like I know someone that's getting on Independence soon, or maybe they just got off Independence. What is up with this camera? I thought the focus was locked so that wouldn't happen, but I guess not. Sorry, guys. Do I have any videos on Celebrity Apex? Because after this, you're thinking about getting on that ship. Do I have any videos? Not yet. I am way behind. I really need to get a video editor. I'm way behind on editing video for Apex. So I do have videos that will be coming out. I have a ton of B-roll. It's just not edited. However, I do have a live blog over at cruisehabit.com where we wrote a daily blog talking about everything we did on our Celebrity Apex group cruise, and I think you may find that helpful. There's also the daily program is up on the site from the January 3rd sailing on Apex as well, and hopefully we'll get some Apex video out there. Yes, Len will be there, and we warned them so they have enough champagne. So if you followed along when we were on the Maiden on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady back in October, Len, the awesome proprietor of touring plans and all around fantastic guy, Len made me drink a lot of champagne. Len made us all drink a lot of champagne. Len went through a lot of champagne on the ship. We actually they had to go back and get more at one point. So yeah, we give him a heads up, so it won't be a problem this time. You're on Summit, April 4th through 7th, and then Oasis 7th through 10th. We're on Oasis. That's right. I think, Tony, we talked about this. I think we had this conversation like on another live stream, maybe, or I'm losing my mind. So yes, you did say that, and I look forward to seeing you on Oasis. Apex is amazing. Made us wonder what Beyond would be like. Yeah. So Apex is the second Edge series ship. And then I want to make sure I forgot. I have a whole page full of notes here with cruise news. Apex is the second Oasis Edge series ship. And Apex has some differences from Edge. Some more shade. That's good. Some other nice little enhancements. Generally speaking, nothing major, but nice little enhancements. Beyond has major differences, right? Rooftop garden completely rethought with like an infinity pool now. The sunset bar, oh my god, is amazing. It's 2 stories, or not two, it's layers. It's wild and has these little coves, and it's crazy. Nothing Celebrity has ever done. Plus there's a whole new specialty restaurant. The retreat is like over double in size, I think. Yes, Kathy, being my hype person, thank you very much. Please subscribe and like if you're enjoying this stream, wherever you're watching this, whether it's on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. Please like, subscribe, follow, all of those things. It would mean the world to me. Getting back to some things that happened in the world of cruising while we were on Wonder of the Seas, which is a wonderful experience. Check out those videos. This we just passed 2 days ago, Carnival's 50th birthday. And when I was doing the live stream with Jay from Ship Life yesterday, we're talking about some cruise history stuff. And Carnival and NCL were two of the really the first like Caribbean lines, right? Everyone before that, there were ocean liner companies that started doing some, more and more pleasure cruising. Carnival 50th birthday, that's big. A lot of people, and I don't like this, a lot of people make fun of Carnival. Carnival has some amazing things, and they did not become the world's largest cruise line, most popular cruise line by having a bad product. I was on Mardi Gras a couple times just for the day. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to sail yet. Really want to, and it was amazing, like game changing, not just for Carnival, but like for the industry, amazing. Uh, Ethan, you forgot how long you're on Wonder. So I think Wonder's doing 7, and there's like a 5-nighter coming up at some point soon. Um, yeah, right around my Oasis sailing, actually. Your boyfriend was the one who booked all the stuff. Uh, Listen, frequently, I don't know where I'm going or how long it's going to last, and I have to ask Ned or Larissa, my spouse. She doesn't know, and she has to ask me. It's a wonderful thing when you get to travel enough that you just don't remember the details. I'm very fortunate that way. It seems like you are too. Very glad to hear it. So Carnival's birthday, that was pretty cool. They did some at sea meetups where all the ships got together, photo ops and such, and there were some activities on board. But it's just cool. That's quite a milestone that Carnival, one of the first players out there in the Caribbean cruise market, turned 50. On the Virgin side of things, getting back to that for a moment, they announced that Jennifer Lopez, JLo, will be the chief entertainment and lifestyle officer. So they're not going for like the godmother thing or any of the, they like to be different, and they've been doing that. So Jennifer Lopez is going to be collaborating on entertainment and other lifestyle events and activities, stuff like that. And to celebrate that, guess what? New bookings. I don't think it applies to existing. The wording was funky in the fine print. But new bookings, $200 get $200 additional sailor loot for a future voyage. That is combinable with most things, including a lot of the great promotions you can take advantage of and the special events if you join us on the group cruise. Ethan, did I know the Carnival's very first ship was the Mardi Gras? Indeed, I did know that. And did you know that when the first Carnival Mardi Gras set sail on her maiden voyage, it didn't go as smoothly as on ours? So our maiden voyage, there's a little thing with the fire suppression system. That was interesting. But generally speaking, went off without a hitch. The maiden voyage of the first Carnival Mardi Gras 50 years ago ran aground. Ran aground at Government Cut, which is just the entrance and exit to Port Miami. It is rumored that that's where they got the term fun ship because they got stuck there for several hours waiting for the tide and opened up all the bars, and a legacy was born. Matt came to rub it in my face. So Matt was trying to convince me to stay on Wonder. He stayed on Wonder, and I should have booked the back to back early. That's what it really comes down to. But then the night that the night of his first back to back, why can't I speak? Turnaround day, when I got off the ship, Matt was still on the ship. That first night, he sent me a text at 10:25 p.m. and said, "Hey, what time are you getting to the pub?" Matt, you're going to make me book that Oasis April 11th just to rub in your face. It's a great deal, by the way. This is like not a plug or anything, but of course you should book through a travel partnership over Touring Plan Travel. But Oasis of the Seas, we're on the 3-nighter on the 7th. By all means, come hang out. But right after that, on the 11th, that's a 7-night. Incredible pricing on that 7-night. If you want to see a recently refurbished Oasis class ship. Ethan, yeah, I mean, you would have been part of history if you were on that maiden voyage 50 years ago. Open bars are always nice. Let's see. Christopher, watching from the snowy cold northern Alberta, Canada. We got into cruising a few years ago. COVID really messed up your plans. Yeah, likewise, my friend. Likewise, you're booked for 2023 on Celebrity Equinox for a 10-day Southern Caribbean. And then it truncated. I don't know why it truncated. I'm sorry, I can't see the rest of that. I'm so glad your igloo has service so you can watch us. Sorry, have to make that joke every single time. But thank you for joining and hanging out with us. I hope you are looking as forward to your warm Caribbean getaway as everyone else is. And I'll tell you, Equinox is a great ship. We did a 7-nighter on Equinox. That was like, I think, September 2019, maybe. And we've got a live blog over there if you want to check it out, but had a wonderful time. Annette, I can always handle another cruise. What I can't handle is this camera focus issue that just keeps happening. I don't know why. It's supposed to look for my smile. Maybe I'm just not smiling enough. Ashley, thank you for hanging out on the cruise with us this past week. Really enjoyed that. Brandon, good afternoon. I am not on a ship today, Brandon. Why weren't you on Wonder of the Seas, Brandon? Just asking. It seems like you're avoiding me. At this point, Brandon, at this point, I can only assume you're avoiding me. Miss you and Kathy. Uh, Everyone, you should unsubscribe to Matt over at Royal Caribbean. No, make sure you subscribe to Matt. I wish I was there, Matt. You know that I wish I was there. You know that ultimately it's that I wish I would have booked the back-to-back sailing earlier, but I'm not that smart, so I didn't. Other cruise news, as I dodge insults during the live stream, other cruise news includes news that MSC Meraviglia, which we sailed on just a few months back in the yacht club, actually, that was a great cruise. Oh man, the yacht club on that ship, like the sun deck, the yacht club sun deck. Anyway, MSC Meraviglia is going to be home ported in New York City year round starting April of 2023. That's the third home port then for MSC in the United States. A lot of people not familiar with MSC in North America. They're actually, by passenger volume, the third largest cruise line in the world. They're huge in Europe. They can be somewhat controversial. Some people don't love the food. I'll tell you, the food can be hit or miss, very frankly, on MSC, but the value is amazing. The ships are freaking gorgeous. We've gone a couple times on MSC now because it's a good time. So if you live in New York and you're looking for a beautiful and really unique ship at a good price, check out Meraviglia if you want to go in 2023, starting April 2023, out of I believe out of Brooklyn. So not even out of New Jersey, with people calling it New York this time. Actually, out of New York City. Brandon, that makes sense. That makes sense. I get that. Ashley, it's funny. You say hanging out with me and Larissa. You might be the first person ever to put my name first in that. Usually, it's like, oh, we love hanging out with Larissa, and when Billy's there too, that's cool. I guess. Mark, what were our 3 top bars that we liked on Wonder, and 3 top desserts anywhere on the ship? Great question. So I'll tell you, I actually just did a top 3 in general, like top 3 things we liked about Wonder of the Seas. I posted that video earlier today, and it's Larissa and I, both of our top threes, or Larissa and my top threes. So it's actually 6, and 2 of those were bars. One of them was the Wonderland Bar, which is on some other Oasis class ships, but I just think it's a beautiful spot with some neat drinks, really unique decor. I like it up there a lot. And the View Bar, number 2, the View Bar is out of sight. Well, actually, it's very much in sight. It's you go there largely for the views. So I really like the View Bar. If I'm going outside, I'm going to the View Bar on Wonder of the Seas. And along my third, and this is not an order, by the way, would be the Mason Jar, because the Mason Jar is a new restaurant and bar and lounge and music venue that's only on Wonder of the Seas. And this is a big statement. I'm cautious about superlatives. It is my favorite venue on any Royal Caribbean ship. It's my favorite restaurant, my favorite bar. I don't even like country music, and generally I'm not big into Southern food. Sorry, Annette. But I'm telling you, it is that good. It is different than anything they've done. It is fantastic. Mason Jar, Mason Jar, Mason Jar. And desserts. Ooh, oh, I wish Nick was in the stream. Somebody want to tell me what was the dessert that I had in Mason Jar, like on the last night? Actually, Matt over at Royal Caribbean blog, I don't know if he has it up. I'm gonna leak inside info if he hasn't posted yet. I think he's working on a top 3 desserts thing. But yeah, I'm blanking on what it was now, but it was delicious. But that was my number 1 dessert. All in the Windjammer desserts. I don't usually love. They had these little key lime pie things, amazing. And a strawberry pound cake. Actually, it was a good week for Windjammer desserts. You want to know if I went daily to Mason Jar, because it seemed to be all the photos you were saying were yes. I think we did go there every single day for snacks, for dinner, because you can order a la carte off the late night menu, even if you're sitting at the bar, which that's pretty cool. Did some great drinks there. It was really, really cool. Mark, you'll be on April 15th on the Wonder. Is that, let me see, 7? That's the 5-nighter, right, Mark? Because I was talking to a friend who was trying to convince me, because he's going to be on the Oasis on the 7th And then he said he's jumping on Scarlet Lady, and then he's jumping on a 5 Night Wonder. And I was like, could I do that? Could I just like side by side by side? Could I? Maybe I might be able to do that. It could happen. Um, Ethan, are there floor plans or deck plans you can find a Wonder so you know where all the stuff is ahead of time? Yeah, so the deck plan's very. I don't have a good pitch for this on my side or anything. Right over at RoyalCaribbean.com, they have the deck plans that you can check out. And if you already checked in, depending on how far out they load it, you may be able to even look at those in the Royal Caribbean app on your phone. The general layout is the same as any other Oasis class ship. The difference is is that they have a suite neighborhood, and then there are certain venues that are different. So, like, I guess my point is venues that they have on all the on other Oasis class ships are in the same place, but there are differences beyond that. I hope that made sense because I could have reworded it. Uh, Soulful Music, you're on Meraviglia out of Barcelona in September. I want to sail out of Barcelona in September. I'm actually going to do a river cruise in either August or September. I need to finalize that and figure that out. Um, I would I don't I don't think I've ever been to Barcelona actually. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see what else we do when we're over in Europe. It's been a while. Affluent journeys, man. Always doing fancy stuff. Always doing fancy stuff. You know what I'm having tonight? Probably leftover pizza. I mean, it's really good pizza. It's from a place called La Sorelle. If you're ever in Boca Raton or Delray Beach, Florida, La Sorelle, fantastic Italian, really great pizza, and everything that's good. Good wine selection. Check it out. Yes, Kathy, Matt has a full ship tour walkthrough video. I don't because, oh my God, that's a big ship to film all of. I thought about it. I thought about it, but oof. Um, Sorry, I just got a news alert about bars in Delray Beach. It's like the Sun Sentinel heard me talking about dining in Delray Beach, and it's started pushing alerts to my computer. Ethan, you love river cruising. You and your boyfriend's first cruise was river cruise. I've never done a river cruise, so I'm going to be doing some posts coming up about researching river cruise because it's crazy to me that like I knew nothing about river cruising. I didn't know what the impact of that was until I started shopping for river cruise. I was like, oh, this is a whole different. Like I knew it was different than ocean cruising, but I didn't even know where to start. It was kind of nuts. I'm looking forward to digging in even further. I think we've narrowed down largely what we're going to do. Brandon, thanks for hanging out. Look forward to talking ship with you later. What else do we have in the world of cruise news from the last week that we missed? Because it was a busy week. Oh, NCL made a very interesting announcement. They said, hey, we're going to have a fixed menu in our main dining rooms. Not going to rotate it every 7 or 14 days, or a daily for 7 or 14 days. Fixed menu in the dining rooms. Now, if you've never sailed a newer NCL ship, you might be thinking that is crazy. And listen, maybe it is. We'll see if it lasts. But I kind of get it because NCL has so many dining venues on their newer ships. And often dining, specialty dining is included, or at least you have some decent amount of credit to spread around on NCL when you sail with them. So I think they're looking at it kind of sort of vaguely like on Celebrity Edge, Apex, or even Scarlet Lady, where the main dining room is just like another one of the restaurants you can go to. So maybe not making it that anchor restaurant, but I thought that was very interesting, an interesting thing for them to announce. Oh, I just realized a typo in my notes here. I almost said the wrong thing. So I said that I'm going to be on. Let me. Sorry, Ethan had something to say about the NCL thing. Oh no, about river cruising. That's right. Yeah, it's the size. Like, yeah, the size I knew about, and when they dock when river vessels dock, sometimes you walk like from one to the other because they have to dock next to each other. It's kind of cool. Looking forward to that. But I just meant like when it came time to like, oh, which line do I want to cruise on a river cruise? I was like, oh, I have no idea the differences. I have no idea the differences, and that was the big thing for me. So I'm looking forward to digging in. So I mentioned we're going to be on Oasis of the Seas April 7th. There's still space available on that sailing. Maybe we'll do the back-to-back too. So you are free to, of course, join us. The awesome people at Touring Plans Travel will take care of you. You can fill out the purple form over on cruisehabit.com. and come hang out with us. Take advantage of that offer that is still valid, I think, for another either a couple hours or a day, where you get some additional onboard credit and some sweet treats delivered to your room. But I bring that up not just for another plug, which I do shamelessly keep plugging things, but because it's unique that Oasis of the Seas is doing that 3-night sailing, right? Usually that happens like when there's a charter or dry dock and they're trying to get back on pace, right? But they made a big announcement, and I actually did another video about this over on YouTube, where Allure of the Seas, the second Oasis class ship, is going to be doing 3 and 4 night sailings starting in October 23 until at least April of the next year. But we'll see if it's successful. I suspect they'll make it go even longer. And that's really cool. That gives you the opportunity to try out a truly different type of ship. I mean, I'm generally a smaller ship person, but Oasis class is just so unique that it's hard not to appreciate how well executed they are. So that gives you a unique opportunity to try them out on a 3 or 4 night, either up against another cruise, maybe up against a trip to Walt Disney World or Universal, because it's going to be out of Port Canaveral, and that's a cool thing to do. Annette says book by end of day tomorrow for that extra onboard credit for any Royal Caribbean sailing, no matter what Royal Caribbean sailing you are looking at right now, no matter what promotions there are. If you book through Touring Plans Travel by filling out that purple form by the and you finish that booking by the end of day tomorrow, you get some free cash. Ethan, oh no, I already displayed that. Sorry, I thought another thing. Oh, there we go. It's Ashley that said something here. You're already on Harmony, April 10th through 17th. We should look at the schedule. I wonder if I'll get to see import. I always think that's fun when I see somebody in import that like I know, that's on another ship and we get to hang out. Strangely, I had like the opposite experience on Wonder. I was in the elevator and a woman said, "Were you in Cozumel like a month or two ago?" And I said, "Probably." And she said, "You took my picture." And I immediately remembered she was on a different ship. We had never met. She was on a different ship. We saw each other in port, offered to take her picture, and then we were in an elevator together on Wonder of the Seas. Small world. Michael Pastor, sorry we didn't get to hang out more. There was so much going on, and then I was working, and but it was great. It was great to see everyone. So hopefully we can sail with you again soon. So yeah, I mentioned the Allure of the Seas doing those 3 4-nighters. Might have to check one of those out. And here is a big one that I know a lot of people will like, and some of you may already be aware of this, but if you're not, mask requirements have largely, not entirely, but largely by cruise lines been dropped. So at the beginning, before Omicron, we went maskless on Virgin Voyages, on Celebrity. Who else? I know there was another, I forget, but most cruise lines were requiring masks at least some, if not all of the time. However, that has changed now. The situation on the ground is different, and that means no more masks for the most part. There's still certain circumstances, like in a lot of the children's areas, or on some ships in the theater. I think DCL was doing in the theater, but for the most part, no more masks. So when we're on Wonder of the Seas, I did not a single time on board the ship have to don a mask. And you know what? I don't mind wearing a mask on a ship. I'm happy to be on a ship. I'd probably wear a helmet on a ship if that's what it took to get on board. But it was definitely a refreshing change. Bill, Disney, I don't know the date that it's effective. I thought it was already effective, and that can probably clarify, but Disney has largely dropped mask requirements. They have some additional areas like the theater and the kids areas because of the large number of kids that sail, but they've modified requirements as well, and some testing requirements. Several cruise lines are starting to modify those. Like Carnival said, if you've had a shot within 6 months, then you can test within 3 days, not in 2. Do you have to wear a mask on Wonder? Bring yours in case, and you're both vaccinated, Ethan. So as of today, I would say requirements can change, right? We saw things when Omicron came along change for like a month and a half, 2 months, change kind of back to the way things had been earlier on. So things can always change. But as of right now, most lines have dropped most mask requirements. That includes Wonder of the Seas. The only time that we wore masks was in port a couple times. You do have to at the terminal, and at the terminal in the U.S. at least, you're going to have to for at least another month because the TSA just extended that requirement. So make sure you do bring masks for when you're in port if you go on a tour or something where they're required, but you won't need it on the ship. If you do forget masks, the ship will help you out on your way into on your way to the gangway as you get off in port. Excuse me. I finally started doing something smart. Well, except that I left it right here. Hang on. What? All right. I do these when I do these lives, I love talking to you guys. And it's a lot of fun, but I often do so much talking that my throat starts to hurt. Uh, so I finally got smart, put some cough drops in my office. Ta-da! Bill Cooper. Good afternoon in Las Vegas. Where I am, it is just slightly more humid than Las Vegas. Here's a fun fact about me in Las Vegas. Every time I've landed in Vegas, within 3 minutes, I have had to run and get chapstick because, like, is it possible to have negative humidity? Is that a thing? Like, do you guys break the laws of physics somehow? Because it's just wow. Yeah, really they're out there. I could never live in Vegas because there's not a cruise port. The humidity thing I could deal with, but there's no cruise port. Now I get to make obnoxious noises that the mic may or may not pick up with the hard candy. How was El Loco Fresh? Food still food service quality. El Loco Fresh is interesting to me. I actually had lunch there one day, and I thought it was okay. I mean, I just had like beans and rice essentially. They had some good hot sauces, which I appreciated, and I got like some tomato and onion stuff on there. It's just nothing special, and I feel like we're all can do a better job with El Loco Fresh because Mexican is not the hardest dish, like especially Americanized Mexican, it's not the hardest thing to do well. Um, so I wish they would do better there. I thought again, what I had, I thought was fine. I was satiated. It tasted good, but it wasn't special to me. And that's they can do better. So it's not bad, but they can do better. It is, however, a lovely place to hang out, and I like that they put a little margarita bar right there on Wonder of the Seas at El Loco Fresh because I don't remember if that was there on Symphony that I was on that had El Loco Fresh. I think. Um, if you want to know the best, in my opinion, fast casual Mexican, believe it or not, on a cruise ship at least, Carnival Blue Agave is fantastic, and they do that really, really well. I always say that every cruise line has something they do better than every other cruise line, and at least something. Usually several somethings. And one of those somethings that Carnival does really well is their Mexican Blue Iguana Cantina is fantastic. Ethan, watching in Queens. I haven't been in New York in ages. So many places that I got to get back to, but that requires me not being on a ship all the time, and I like being on a ship all the time. I was actually throwing around the idea of going up to New York this coming week, but I still haven't booked it, so I don't know. What else? Let me take a look over at my own YouTube channel real quick because I want to check out. I don't even remember if I covered all of the things that I put out while I was on Wonder of the Seas. It was actually really cool. I hadn't really gotten the habit of putting out videos while I was on a ship. And that's something I'd like to try and do a better job of. And maybe I'll even start replacing like live blogs sometimes with vlogs from cruises. I don't know, because folks like video. I like video. It's fun. Feels a little more personal in some ways. But so what did we do while we're on there? We posted. So we had several. I did several live posts. Oh, three things we noticed right away on Wonder of the Seas. That was one of them. I'm actually just going to. Can I show you? No, it's not easy. It's not set up. I was going to show you my screen, but yeah, three things we noticed right away on Wonder of the Seas, and those are mostly things that were like different from other Oasis class ships, but just in general that were different. So you can check that out. That was sort of also almost a first impressions video that we did, and it was really cool. We also talked about Central Park. There's something on Wonder of the Seas I didn't like. It's maybe the only thing on Wonder of the Seas that I really didn't like, but it's easy to fix. And it has to do with Central Park. So check out that video over on our YouTube channel. Um, Viking, yeah, I'm extremely excited to find out what Icon Class is going to be about. It's been bizarre how little Royal Caribbean has talked about Icon Class. And I don't know how much of that is they didn't want to take away from the excitement of Odyssey, which we're on a couple times because we really enjoyed Odyssey a few months ago. Um, and of course, Wonder. I don't know how much just because they've been distracted because it's been weird times for the cruise industry. I don't know. There were some surveys that went out a couple times about the Icon class, asking people what they might like to see on board or how they felt about certain things. But of course, when we see that, we don't know what ideas are they testing that there's no way they'll make it on. What are just kind of decoy questions? Yeah, I'm excited. My number one hope for Icon class is that there are better views of the ocean on Icon class ships because that's one thing I didn't love. That I don't love about a lot of Royal Caribbean ships. I still go on them because they're a great time. But that's my hope for Icon class ships. Um, Let me see what other videos. In fact, one of the videos that I put out while I was on Wonder of the Seas was talking about something that's hard to find on Oasis class ships, and I will go ahead and issue my own spoiler here. That is the ocean. So it's a little bit different. So if anyone has any cruise questions, I'm happy to answer. Love talking ship. I wish I was out at the port today, but I just had too much video editing to do. Video editing that I should probably be getting back to in a moment here. But the next video out is going to be about the it's going to be our stateroom tour from from our Central Park stateroom on Wonder of the Seas, and then I've got a few other fun things to put out there as well. Next week, hopefully, we'll be back out at Port Everglades streaming Sailaways because I always like doing that. We were out there yesterday with Jay from Ship Life, and that's when he said, "You know what? He's going to join us on the Virgin Voyages group cruise." So if you guys don't already subscribe to Jay at Ship Life, check him out, Ship Life on YouTube, and he's going to be cruising along with us. Um, do I ever cruise new MSC ships or not your style? I love all cruise ships. So while I generally prefer smaller ships and upmarket stuff, I like a lot of Celebrity, things like that. I've really been digging Virgin lately. That's why we've done them a few times. That's why we're doing that Virgin group cruise because I think there are others that will really like it. That especially if I can show you the world. Yeah, so I've done MSC Meraviglia, which is quite new, and I've done MSC Seaside, and wouldn't mind doing another MSC. Just gotta find the time. Um, they're controversial in North America. Their food can be really hit or miss. I will admit that. Though I've had some good meals and I had some meh. I never went hungry. I'll tell you that much. Never came close to going hungry on MSC ship, but they have some of the prettiest cruise ships on the water. I should do a video or stream on ship spotting. What do you mean on ship spotting? Um, I mean, I know like what train spotting is. You have to be standing somewhere in a shipping lane, largely to do that. I mean, it's always cool living in South Florida, and there are certain other places you can do this. It is cool when you see a ship on kind of on the horizon, and you figure out what it is, or when you are on a ship and you figure out what it is. But let me know exactly what you mean there. Maybe we'll do it. I don't know. Saw me with Jay. I think you were near the Trellis Bar talking to him. Yes, actually, he was doing a live stream at Central Park, and I totally interrupted his live stream. Okay. So my Google Home device just thinks it asked me to play something, and now that's about to start playing on the living room TV. So I have no idea what audio we're about to hear out of that room in a moment. But yeah, I interrupted Jay's live stream up at Central Park. Had a nice time chatting with him. At a port, just watching ships go by. So, Ethan, what I do is, and actually, it's kind of how I started out with Cruise Habit. is for years, every single weekend, unless I was on a ship, I went out to Port Everglades, sometimes Port Miami, and we watched as cruise ships left. And I would live stream the ships leaving, and I would talk about where the ships were going, stats about the ships, their size, when they came out, sister ships, what made them unique and special, interesting events in history related to that ship. So I used to do that every single weekend. And I'm trying to get back into it more. So we did it again yesterday, but on Jay's channel, and I did it a couple weeks ago. In fact, we streamed Wonder of the Seas arriving for the very first time. Um, we did ships leaving and then Wonder coming. That was her first time arriving in Port Everglades. I guess it was 3 weeks ago now, something like that. So yeah, we'll go back and do some of those. Some of those you can find on either Facebook or YouTube. If you look at past live videos, man, this camera. Um, but a lot of them were on Periscope. That's how I started out. I miss Periscope. I mean, I'm so gracious that you guys are here talking with me now. I see across the different channels, across the different platforms, rather, there are 23 people hanging out here and talking ship with us, and I love that. I appreciate that, like you guys cannot imagine. Periscope had such great organic discovery that even though I just started out back then, it was nothing to have, 60 people, 80 people, sometimes hundreds of people talking ship with us on Periscope. So those Periscope videos, I think, are lost because Twitter bought Periscope and then shut it down. And that's a bummer. Um, but more recently, we've been doing it on alternating between Facebook and YouTube and sometimes simulcasting. I'm going to try and keep simulcasting. The trick is to simulcast, I need to use an iPad, and iPads are not as waterproof as phones, and I'm standing at the beach. But maybe we'll just keep going until I break an iPad. Then I'll buy another iPad. Um, we can have a super chat fundraiser to replace water damaged iPads. Rusty, you're doing Allure on April 10th. If I cruise on it, it's your wife's first cruise. Any advice? I've sailed Allure of the Seas. Actually, Allure of the Seas was the very first Royal Caribbean ship I sailed. Interestingly, I've been cruising all of my life. I've cruised 15 different cruise lines now. I think I spent, what was it, 74 days at sea just in the last, just since June. But I hadn't cruised Royal Caribbean until like 6 years ago, I think. Almost exactly. And so that was my first impression of Royal, and I was just overwhelmed with the size. Um, and I've said it before, even on this broadcast today, I generally prefer much smaller ships, but the execution of the Oasis class ships, including the Lure of the Seas, is so solid that I find it hard to not be impressed and appreciative. Um, the Solarium on Allure is great. I just love exploring all that ship has to offer, and it's really, man, for somebody that's never been on a cruise, I can't even imagine how overwhelming an Oasis class ship is because it's a lot to take in. Camera, it's a lot to take in, even as even just when it's your um, first time being on an Oasis class ship. Never mind your first cruise. So the advice: don't try and do it all. I guess that's the takeaway, and that's true of any cruise, but man, that is especially true of Oasis class ships. I was watching some other vloggers videos about Wonder of the Seas right before I went live today, and I saw videos of parts of the ship I never even saw. I never made it to because there's just so much to do, so much to see. Kathy, I miss Periscope. Yeah. Yeah. Ethan, do I know when Prima comes out? So I can tell you that Prima comes to North America around end of October, beginning of November. She hits New York, and then Miami will be on board pretty much at the very beginning. Um, but when does she come out, actually? When is her maiden in Europe? Let me see. Let me look that up for you real quick because I should know that. Um, sorry, I see other comments coming in. I just want to check this out. Or if somebody remembers when Prima start sailing in Europe. August 2022 is what the internet says. That's what the internet says, so I believe it. So August of this year, and then again, she'll end of October. I think she gets to New York, and then she comes to Miami for a little while, and we'll be on one of those sailings. And I'm really excited. Prima's going to be interesting for a lot of reasons. First NCL ship, like designed completely under the watch of Frank Del Rio, NCLH CEO, and he has a very different style than NCL's previous CEO. And second, Uh, the highest passenger space and passenger crew ratio of any contemporary contemporary cruise line ship. So out of NCL, MSC, um, Carnival, and Royal, the most space per passenger and the most and the fewest passengers per crew member. That's a really great thing. Um, Tony, yeah, I'm not going to set it up proactively, but I'll take donations if I do. If I am simulcasting, which I like doing when I'm out there at the port, and I do get hit with a wall of seawater that ruins it. It happens from time to time. Alec, thank you for the drink. No problem, Alec. I got to hang out with Alec on Wonder because he knew the secret password to get a free drink. And if you guys read and watch enough content, you too will know the free password that makes so that I will buy you a drink if you see me on a cruise ship. Alec, I've been watching your videos on TikTok, by the way. Very well assembled. Very well assembled. Enjoyed that. So following along, and I appreciate you. Brett, sitting on Rotterdam right now, waiting to sail away, delayed due to issue with celebrity ship mechanical issue. Oh, because you're probably further south in the intercoastal waterway, and who's there today? Is it Apex? There might be another one too north of you. So, bummer. Sorry. Well, I'm sorry you're delayed, but I look forward to your feedback on Holland America because if I recall, I think we talked about this. That's your first Holland America sailing. I'm pretty sure. And Rotterdam is a brand new, really cool ship. That is a Pinnacle class ship. I've been on New Statendam, which was the same class of ship, and I like because there's a whiskey bar called Notes that has like over 100 types of whiskey, and whiskey is my thing. Ethan, you like Prima's design? Yeah, she looks totally different. The color scheme's different. The layout of the staterooms are different. The hull is different. Oh, those infinity pools. Oh my god! And the way they did the cover over the racetrack kind of made me think of Wonder. In fact, um, yeah, very cool. Alec, yes, I'm new to the TikToks, but I found you, and I'm like, gonna watch that guy. He's clearly a professional. I do have a TikTok, guys. Cruise Habit has a TikTok. Started it not that long ago. Check it out. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Just search Cruise Habit. Raymond Leach. I love saying your name, by the way. Watch Jay's videos from Wonder. Looks like we had a great time. We did have a great time. I always like hanging out with him and a lot of the other folks that were on board, Matt and others. And but two, it was just a great cruise. I mean, the Wonder sailing felt like maybe the most normal cruise that I've been on since the resumption of service. I've been on 13 cruises since cruising Return to the Caribbean in June, and all of those were great cruises. And I don't just mean because of the mask thing, because about half the sailings I took were without masks on Celebrity and Virgin. What I mean is that like there were more. It felt not crowded, but it felt there were clearly a lot of people. Which it's nice when ships are not at full capacity, and Wonder was not at full capacity. I think she's only at about 60%. But it's also nice to feel that there are people around. It adds to the energy on board and the liveliness, and that was really cool. And there's such a celebratory atmosphere because it's a maiden voyage. Knowing, other than maybe a contractor, I was the first guy to sit in that to sleep in that bed. That was kind of neat. Um, yeah, it was a great cruise for so many reasons. Um, you like how they gave her the an expow, would it or something else? I feel like there's a word missing there. Um, but you're talking about there are a few different bow designs that the terms by non naval architects. I'm certainly not a naval architect. Are used interchangeably. I know they are different. I couldn't tell you the differences, but like parabolic axe bow and ultra parabolic bow and all these different things. But talking about the look of the bow on the Prima, and I really should just figure out how to share the screen. I usually do, but I didn't set it up in advance this time. We'll do it a totally different way and see what happens. So what we're talking about is this bow design right here. Oh yeah, that's great. I picked the smallest image imaginable. Absolutely perfect. Um, oh, come on. This is a joke, right? Oh well, low resolution, but you'll see it. So you see this on Celebrity Edge and Apex. You'll see this on Scarlet Lady. You see it on I want to say there's one of the TUI vessels, one of the Mein Schiff vessels. I forget, but you see this bow design on multiple ships now, and I know when it first came out, people said that they didn't like it. They thought it looked weird, and I remember telling many people, "That's a bummer. You better get used to it." Because almost every ship coming out is going to be that way, and it's because it's far more stable and efficient. It reduces the pitch, which pitch is when a ship is rocking forward to aft. Roll is side to side, so it reduces pitch, and it reduces drag, increasing fuel efficiency. It reduces vibration all the way forward. It is just in every way an improvement in engineering. Aida Nova, thank you. Uh, yeah, it's a German line, wrong German line. Aida Nova has some sort of axe bow. Um, yeah, you're going to see those more and more. I don't know if you'll see them on really small vessels, but do I know when Icon class will be ready to book? I don't believe that's been announced. But if anyone wants to tell me I'm wrong, I'm always happy to be proven wrong. I don't suspect they'll announce booking until they actually tell us something about the ships, something about them. Um, so I don't know anything about them yet, but I am looking forward to that. So we'll see. Take a look here at the stream. So no one joined me on Twitch. Geez, I went through all that trouble of signing up for Twitch. It took me like 10 seconds and no one joined. I didn't think so, but I figured I'd give it a whirl here. Thank you guys who have joined so far. Make sure, by the way, that excuse me, make sure that if you're not watching on YouTube, or even if you are watching on YouTube, that you subscribe to YouTube, because we're going to be doing more and more. As you've seen, I've been putting out some Wonder content, and we've got a lot. I still have Apex stuff to edit. Yeah, I got a lot of video editing. I need to get some help with video editing. So you might see some changes there in the near future, because it's got to happen. One video I edited recently that was pretty cool was the Terminal V video. If you guys didn't see that, Virgin Voyages opened about a month ago. Opened Terminal V in Port Miami. It's their bespoke terminal, and it is really cool looking. And they had quite the party, a very Virgin Voyages party that we were invited to. So make sure you check out that video. I'm looking very forward to sailing out of that new terminal. I suspect we'll jump on another Virgin sailing before the group cruise. I suspect that sometime in the next 2 months, I'm going to be on Virgin, because I can't stay away. Really like it there. Ethan, you're already subscribed. Thank you. Would I go on? I feel like this is a pop culture reference that I don't know. This is now something I'm going to have to Google, because I don't know things. 2006 American survival thriller film, directed and co-produced by Wolfgang Peterson. Well, I'm gonna have to research more about what that is, because I have no idea. I'm sorry. I'm a failure. I know nothing of pop culture. Kathy, you're on Twitch, but you barely go there. One of the channels you moderate for multicasts on Twitch, so I log in to moderate that too. Oh, see, I should probably. You know what? You bring up a good point. You may find yourself a mod on Twitch now. I don't have any mods on Twitch. A new royal class will be awesome. Wonder what it'll be most similar to. So I'll tell you, one of the surveys that was sent out a year or two ago about Icon class, they asked about a design that was essentially an infinite veranda, which is a very polarizing thing on the Edge series ships. I love them. Many people do not. Depends how you use your balcony, is what it comes down to. I think it's very easy to predict whether or not someone's going to like them based on how they use their verandas. But that was one of the things I was asked about. Doesn't mean that they're all going to be like that. Maybe it'll be a small subset. Maybe people didn't like it, and there will be none of them. But that's one of the things. I just hope, again, that we get more views of the sea from the new class ship. Ethan, it's a movie where a ship gets hit by a wave and flips over on Netflix. I would go on the sailing before the movie took place. How's that? The one right before. It's probably a great cruise. Kathy, I appreciate that. Uh, I've literally only logged in once. I don't even know. I should probably like find people and add friends so that people find me. I don't know how any of this works. Um, Ethan, I will look that one up. I will do that probably while I should be editing video. Fact. Oh, what else we got? Any uh any other questions? I think we're gonna get ready to sign off here so I can get back to it, back to working on the site and such. And oh, that's right, we had the daylight savings time there. The Now it's not. I don't remember. We sprang forward, which means I missed an hour of sleep. I'm very often on a ship for clock adjustments. This time I almost was. I just missed it. Um, Ship's based on Queen Mary 2, which you can see in some of the scenes. I was supposed to be on Queen Mary 2 December of last year, but that was made complicated, as you can imagine, by COVID. And we're going to do a transatlantic because I haven't done a transatlantic in a number of years, and I haven't done Cunard in a number of years. I've been on QM2. I sailed several transatlantic voyages on QE2, and thought it was just so cool. Uh, Kathy, I don't even know how mods work on TikTok. Like you can live stream to TikTok, but not through the platform that I'm using here. I think you have to use the app, so I don't see doing live streams there, to be honest. But it's been fun creating little short videos and whatnot. But I'm still learning. I told Larissa I need to hire an intern, like a 17-year-old intern, so I can learn how to do things like that. Is it because Virgin doesn't have slides and stuff like that makes you enjoy Virgin so much? Listen, is that part of it? Yeah, it's not because like I'm averse to slides. There's so many different cruise lines out there that offer such different varieties of experiences. When I'm on, let's say, a Royal Caribbean ship, I had a great time on Wonder. But when I'm on, I don't care about the water slides or the rock walls or the flow rides or things like that. It's not for me. I'm glad it's there for people who want it. So that means I can check out ships that have more of the things I do like in those places, right? Maybe that's different music venues. Maybe that's just more open deck space, whatever that is. So it's not the lack of those things, but it has more things that I do like. I think Virgin does dining in a way that is different from every cruise line out there. And I don't just mean that the quality is good, and it is quality ingredients. The way that the service works is just so much easier and less. You don't have these. Oh, there's going to be a survey at the end, and let me explain this menu to you. Like, no, there's a menu. Figure out what you want, order it. We're going to bring it to you. um, Really top-notch dining experience. I like they have a much better bar selection than most cruise lines that I've been on. The entertainment is very, very different than any other cruise line. The overall feel on board is just different. They just plain do things differently, and I think they're hitting out of the park in many ways. But to more directly answer your question, I guess you could also say that's why we like Celebrity. That's why we like calling America. We had a nice time on Princess. I will probably do another Princess in the coming months, because in the place, in space that would be taken up by those things like water slides, rock walls, etc., that I don't personally care about. I'm glad they're there for people who do. There's stuff that I do like an amazing jazz club on Sky Princess, for example. QM2, I remember stepping on QM2 for the first time many years ago. I was actually working for Cunard Line at the time. I stepped on and I was in awe of the beam of the ship. I was like, because at the time she was the widest cruise ship ever made, ship or cruise ship or ocean liner. And I looked across and I realized, oh man, I'm looking at a wall. There's still more ship on the other side of that. So just the width of the ship below, I found to be so remarkable. Raymond, cruise with us. We got lots of stuff coming up. Oasis April 7th. We've got Scarlet Lady July 3rd. We're going to be announcing something toward the end for the end of the year. We'll be announcing. I should have already announced it, and then I should have already done that. That's my fault. But toward the end of this year, there's going to be another cruise. But anytime I'm on a ship, come along, sail with us. Would love to hang out and talk ship. I was looking at maybe one of the shorter sailings on Freedom because there's some really great deals out there. Like I said, I'll be on Princess again as well soon because I like Princess. It was just a relaxing cruise experience. That was my general takeaway, was that Princess was relaxing, and I'm a relaxing kind of guy because I talk to you here with all this energy, and then I just turn to this. But that's not as fun for a live stream. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to end it for now. If anyone has any other questions, please feel free to reach out if there's anything that we missed here. If you're watching this on the replay, add the questions. I'm always happy to go back and answer. You can reach out in the comments also on any post on cruisehabit.com. If you want to cruise with us, check out virginvoyagesgroupcruise.com, and we would love to sail with you on that. There's going to be a complimentary shore excursion. There's extra onboard credit or sailor loot, as they call it. For those joining us, there's going to be some special events that you cannot book. No matter how much money you have, no matter which sailing you go on, there's going to be events that you simply cannot book. The general public cannot book, and we're going to do some special things. So join us, virginvoyagesgroupcruise.com. Jay from Ship Life is going to be joining us. Excited to see him there. And look forward to seeing all of you there. Or maybe join us on Oasis for a 3-nighter, April 7th. It's just a few weeks out. Come hang out. Kathy, yes, with the reminder, I appreciate it. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, click the bell so that you're alerted each and every time we put out new content or go live. If you have ideas, things that you would like to see, things that you would like to see more of on cruisehabit.com or on the YouTube channel, on social media, let us know. Ethan, thanks for hanging out today. It was a pleasure. You can always ask non-wonder questions too. I take all the questions, not just questions for the one that I have a hat for. I have a celebrity hat. It's in my closet, and a Virgin Voyages hat. I wear a goofy sailor Virgin Voyages hat, like white, like round cap thing. And I opened one of my Virgin Voyages videos. I think it's a ship tour. I think it's the Scarlet Lady ship tour. I opened it with that. It said, "Ahoy, sailors!" And I'm wearing this hat. And the Today Show used that clip of me with the audio. I'm like, well, now everyone thinks I'm a big nerd, which is accurate. But anywho, thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. Love talking ship with each and every one of you. Like, subscribe, comment if you have any other questions, and check out virginvoyagesgroupcruise.com. I look forward to talking ship with all of you again real soon. Bye.